Welcome to the first game of a best of 3 series here, or excuse me, best of 2 series. It's Navi versus Virtus Pro here in the Dream League Season 8. Both teams on the brink of not making the playoffs. Very important for both of these teams to get at least one win here. Navi will be facing off against who else is left in the series. I forget who else, but there is 3-team OG. Navi will be facing off against OG later today. And the result of this match and the 2 matches of Navi versus OG will determine who makes it into the playoffs here. Navi starting off with Earth Spirit, Vengeful Spirit pickup. Earth Spirit, a very, very good roaming position 4. Vengeful Spirit almost definitely will be played as a core for the Navi squad. Clockwork, also a very good position 4, and Disruptor will be Virtus Pro's position 5. Disruptor, really good when you're playing from ahead, but when you're behind, team sort of falls off, or the hero sort of falls off. So Virtus Pro will probably be looking to draft some sort of early aggression lineup against the Vengeful Spirit. In the previous series, where Team Liquid actually drafted a core Vengeful Spirit, Virtus Pro countered it with a Ursa pick. So just another early game hero that can take a Vengeful Spirit in a one-on-one team fight. We could be seeing another Ursa pick coming out of VP. And I will be casting both games of this series. If you want to stay tuned and watch the second game, I would appreciate that. VP still contemplating their third pick.
I speak for the trees.
So, Nature's Prophet, pretty darn good offlaner, position 3. Will be able to hang around in lane against anybody in a 1v1 situation, and generally speaking can thwart supports off in a 2v1 situation, at least at level 1 with multiple treants to zone that support out. Important though, in a 2v1 situation, that Nature's Prophet does have boots and will be able to run away from incoming stuns rather than tanking them. Definitely just wants to zone out supports and not really take a direct engagement. So VP definitely showing their hands that they do want to get aggressive with the Disruptor and Nature's Prophet pickups. Global TPs will, in a glimpse available from the Disruptor, will be able to get a pick off on just about any lane. So Navi will definitely have to watch out for that going forward into this draft. Wouldn't be surprised if Storm Spirit will be eventually picked up from Navi. It's a hero that Dendi has been playing quite a bit recently. A lot of the other mids have been banned out already in the Queen of Pain and Viper. Storm Spirit being very good to go into the backlines, disable Disruptor, and also able to stop the split push from Nature's Prophet with just having a global presence, especially with the Kaya. Weaver, pretty solid pick. Probably will be a safe lane carry, and one of the carries that can't really be harassed by Nature's Prophet too much. Will be able to Sakuchi to bring down the treants to manageable health, as well as just have the range to right click them down before the treants are able to put some harassment damage on the Weaver. So I do think Crystal Eyes will be playing the Weaver here for Navi. Sup, Teddy Bear? How's it going? Just casting a little bit Navi versus Virtus Pro. Liking the draft so far. Just hanging out, doing my thing. Got my blazer on. Got that blazer for you. Blazer is popping, and I'm good to go. Here, 6 picks into the draft. Honestly, I like Storm Spirit for both teams here. I think it's more likely that Navi picks it up, though. Bloodseeker? Okay. So that'll probably be the safe lane carry for Virtus Pro. Definitely a safe lane carry that can handle his own in a 1v1 situation. Disruptor and Clockwork will not need to babysit Bloodseeker in lane very much. And therefore, they will have a global rotating presence. A glimpse from Disruptor into Clockwork, Battery Assault, and or Cogs will probably net a kill on just about anybody on Navi, even the Weaver, who will not be able to Sakuchi away if he's caught in the Cogs. And also, Bloodseeker is a pretty good counter to Weaver. If you manage to get your ultimate on Weaver, he can't really dodge around the team fights. And Teddy, this is why you tune in to this channel. That Storm Spirit, I called it. No big deal, really. I know a little bit. Yeah, Bloodseeker is actually fantastic against all of the Navi lineup, with the possible exception of Storm Spirit. You definitely don't want Earth Spirit to be able to run away. Vengeful Spirit can swap out not only herself, but her allies that you go in on. And the Bloodseeker ult does damage with all that distance covered in all 3 cases. So, Bloodseeker, a very fantastic pick coming out from Virtus Pro. Liking it more and more now that I think about it.
Witch Doctor.
Navi knew exactly what hero they wanted. After banning out the Broodmother, banning out that cheese, they wanted 5 support Witch Doctor. Pretty good against the Nature's Prophet, be able to stun up the treants. Not so good against, say, Disruptor or Clockwork, who both have ways of disabling his ult from far away, but I do think this is more of a pickup to make sure that the Nature's Prophet doesn't do too well in lane. Or just doesn't harass down the Vengeful Spirit. Okay, Vengeful Spirit will be in the off lane. General being the off lane for Navi. Crystallize be safe lane carry. No one actually picking up the DK. So, what Virtus Pro was really missing was a building hitter and some frontline tank. They do accomplish that with no one. And Navi don't really have that frontline tank or a building hitter. Basically, what the Navi draft is designed to do is just get ganks, get kills, and then push a tower when all of Virtus Pro is dead. They'll be looking towards Navi and Crystallize to jump into the background and pick off either Disruptor or Clockwork to start off fights. Do have good sustain coming out from Witch Doctor, though. So they will be able just to group around him, have him heal everybody up during those pushes. Overall, I think I'm going to go with the Virtus Pro draft. 1, because I'm a Nature's Prophet fanboy. And 2, because everybody seems to love the Vengeful Spirit carry. And me, meh, not so much. She really has a defensive ult ability that is not really suited for a position 1 carry, in my humble opinion. But she scales so well with her aura. Scales so well early in the game with her aura. Pro teams really do like her, just for early game dominance. Crystal Eyes will probably hang out by the tier 2 tower, while Navi haven't really smoked up. They're just splitting across the map. Meanwhile, VP do have the treants to scout for him. Have 3 stacked up here in the bot rune. Both safe lane carries deciding to hang out by their respective towers. Witch Doctor pauses the game. Super important to make sure that the game is not lagging. TS says Earth Spirit. Don't know what that means. Venge, starting out with a lot of regen. Witch Doctor hasn't placed any wards yet. General, also quite a bit of regen. Looks like he will be going in the off lane. Dendi. Null Talisman, whole bunch of tangos. Roger. Starting out with the Orb of Venom. And a Sentry Ward, just in case he happens to spot out a ward being placed. General will probably get... Yep. He will take that Bounty Rune top, and it looks like both teams split their runes evenly across the map. VP getting the southern 2, Navi getting the top 2, northern 2. Weaver possibly looking to cut off the creep wave here. And that's exactly what he's planning on doing. We'll lead a little creep parade, secure his level 2, some early farm. Disruptor gets caught out trying to steal a courier and ends up feeding first blood. In the meantime, looks like Clockwork's getting a little bit aggressive here on Crystallize. He'll be fine though. Trade some right clicks with Nature's Prophet, who has started off pretty good in this game. Already has 2 last hits. VP getting aggressive here in this bottom lane in a 2v2 situation. Clockwork roaming around, possibly looking to make something happen mid. Rogers will meet him going uphill. Surprised the cogs didn't come out here. And he will actually drain some mana from Roger, just saying hi. Weaver doing just fine here against the Bloodseeker in the offlane in a 1v1 situation. Weaver at 7 and 3, Bloodseeker 3 and 1. Dendi is caught out by 2. Looks like he may end up going down here. Good stun coming in from Roger, able to save Dendi's life. It looks like a turnaround kill, thanks to the good boulder smash coming in from Roger. Gives Dendi, who is completely out of regen at this point, is able to secure that bottle and will be able to walk away. Breathe Fire is available, and Lil looks like he's getting aggressive with the chart with the cogs. In the meantime, Disruptor will be able to get both bounty urns here in the bot lane. And I actually did miss a kill. It looks like it was solo kill coming out from the Weaver. Yeah, all the damage done in that fight was by the Weaver. Looks like Bloodseeker having a little bit of a rough time here at the beginning of the game. Has 6 and 3 for his last hits and denies. Maybe struggling a little bit to maintain full health. Soneko getting dove by the Clockwork here. Does have battery assault available. Is immediately stunned up by Crystallize. VP Lil does get his cogs off onto 2. Lags, says Solo. Fair enough. So definitely VP getting very aggressive, diving tier 1 towers early on in this game. Disruptor will end up getting focused and being killed. And so far, Navi showing early game dominance with in a 4-for-0 kill exchange at the beginning of this game, 3 minutes in. Although Navi is extremely low here in the mid lane, does use a salve, but it's immediately cancelled out by the Dragon Knight. Good job there. And Dendi looks like he will just have to walk back to base. The walk of shame for a mid laner. But can't really stay in there with such low HP. A frustrating but wise decision coming out from Dendi. Dendi God. Crystallize doing his thing here in the bot lane, 13-1 versus a 10-3 of the Nature's Prophet. Having a pretty good time. Coconuts will stun up the creeps. Will not be able to get a kill as Nature's Prophet is able to secure that deny. General getting harassed down by Ramses. Ramses actually kind of low. Definitely has to get some last hits in order to stay in lane. Is successful in getting 2, 3. So he should be good to go. A lot of Bloodseekers you see. Actually, this is a pretty standard build-up coming in from Bloodseeker. General. Sakuchi is up. Looks like VP Solo may be going down here. Sakuchi's out of the kinetic field. Looks like the Boulder Smash is going to be able to get the kill coming out from Rogers. VP Lil trying to cogs up General. Will not be able to find him. Clockwork does have boots so far. So 355 movement speed running around versus the 285 of Weaver when Sakuchi is not up. So if Lil manages to sneak up on General, he should be able to cogs him relatively easily, especially if Sakuchi is down. Weaver looks like he wants a little bit of sustain. We'll be purchasing up a bottle relatively soon. Dendi, what does he have coming out to him on the courier? Take a look at that. Looks like Dendi has boots and a couple salves, or excuse me, clarities. We'll want to keep up their harassment onto DK, who does have a bottle and 2 levels in the Dragon Blood. Should be fairly difficult to harass the DK out of lane, even though it is a range versus melee matchup. Definitely favoring Dendi, both early and mid-game. DK, on the other hand, will have just about 0 kill potential once Dendi reaches level 6. Oh, Pasha coming in. Looks like they will try and get aggressive here. And, yeah. So Nature's Prophet teleporting in just a little bit too early. If he waited for the Disruptor to come on down, possibly use that glimpse, they would have been able to get that kill. Dendi wisely backing up. He did see their rotation coming in from Disruptor with a good good aggressive ward being placed by Navi earlier on in this game. Will probably save Dendi's life as he does back away into the trees. Salve in his inventory. Crystallize has boots. Bassi ring. Working on that ring of Aquila. Doing a pretty good job here in the safe lane. 18-1 versus 18-3. Looks like what happened there? All of VP just disconnected. Is the game over? What'd I miss? Is the game being remade? Navi is leading now. Yeah. What is going on the VP side? All of them are DC'd. I'm busy chatting it up here, and everybody just walks away from me. So if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to fast forward through this, because I don't know how long VP will be leaving us, but I'll be here talking it out with you, the viewers at home, while I drink my Diet Dr. Pepper. So satisfying. A mass exodus coming out from VP. They're scared. They know it's a 5 versus 0 game so far. Roger, General, looking to get aggressive here on Clockwork, who has all of his spells on cooldown. How is Clockwork going to survive this aggression? I don't know. He's probably going to die. Does he have a bug on him? Let's take a look. Look at all that shit going on Clock. He has a bug attached to him. There's a stone in his face. This Clockwork is not having a fun time, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that bug attached to him. Ugh. Can you imagine that? It's like sunk into the chest of Clockwork. If I could zoom in further, I would, but that is kind of gross. Yeah, Clockwork, not a happy camper at the moment. Clockwork is 0-0-0 to start this game. It's really been Disruptor that's been feeding. So, hopefully the Disruptor pick will prove much better in the later game. But like I said in the draft, Disruptor is pretty good when you are in the lead as a team. Oh, DK. So 3 people already reconnected for Virtus Pro. Looks like this game has not been canceled after all. VP will be showing up to play. They really do want to qualify for the majors, so super important that they take at least 1 game, if not 2, from this series. Pasha has enough money for phase boots, farming the jungle, feeling good about himself. Already has 18 last hits this game. Has done a pretty good job of holding his own here in the offlane. 35% packet loss. That is a lot of packet loss. I'm not an expert, but it is significantly more than 0 packet loss. 35% more to be precise. So, that could be a issue coming out for Virtus Pro. Internet in Russia, apparently not so good. You see, the internet in Russia is literally a series of tubes, like Al Gore envisioned it in 1975. In Mother Russia, internet is carried by donkey. Information is written onto envelope. Envelope sent to server. Then server sends envelope to home. This is the internet in Mother Russia. And it does look like everybody is back from the VP side, with the exception of Disruptor, as I put on a horrible Russian accent and make fun of Virtus Pro for their internet. I apologize. I didn't mean to. Actually, I did, because you're making me wait for my game. But I'm just gonna own it. Say it's pretty funny, maybe. Action coming in hot in the off lane, or excuse me, in the top lane. Off lane for Navi. Disruptor trying to get a kill on a Dendi. He's too smart. He's hanging out, chilling in the trees. Does DK already have a stun? Nope. Level 5, but hasn't leveled his 5th skill yet. Too pro, too cool to level his 5th skill. Go says no one, so we should be good to go. See what happens here in the top lane. Lil is able to get away with Battery Assault. Still being charged. Solo. Rotating top. Possibly looking to catch out Weaver, who already does have his bottle, so we'll be able to regen to full. Ooh. Good cogs coming out from Lil. Able to annoy General on the Weaver. And Crystallize, it's possible to get a kill here if you get some lucky cask bounces. Will there be a second bounce? Nope. And Maledict will not be enough to secure the kill onto the Nature's Prophet, who's able just to teleport back into his base. No lucky bounce, therefore no kill for you. Probably about 1 in 6 chance for that second bounce to hit. And it does look like Bloodseeker does end up going down to the rotation, coming in from Navi. Very well played by the Earth Spirit and Weaver there. Action going on in multiple lanes. As Solo will try and get 2 bounty runes. We'll know the Weaver's on his ass. And Weaver actually is able to secure that second bounty rune from... Huh. So, General able to do that. VP placing a very aggressive ward and immediately just running behind the tower. General knows that he did not have a TP scroll on him. Professional players normally clicking on the opposing player to see such things. Rupture is available for the Bloodseeker. Roger. Rotating to the top. Weaver, not yet level 6. Only 19 last hits, 20 last hits for the Weaver, so I guess not doing too well in the lane, despite getting 2 kills onto the Disruptor. Oh, Clockwork going down in the top lane. Looks like Crystallize and Witch Doctor were able to secure that kill. So, Navi 100% winning their rotation war, as actually VP get their first kill in the top lane, teleport in from Nature's Prophet, able to lock that down. First kill of the game for Virtus Pro, who have been farming just a little bit more efficiently on the Bloodseeker and DK early on in this game. Able to keep the net worth relatively even, as Witch Doctor and Earth Spirit did rotate into the mid lane, able to get a kill onto the DK. Weaver, 800 gold in the bank. Not sure whether he will be going for boots or not. Is trying to get both bounty runes, will not be successful. Dendi gets a regeneration rune. Pretty darn good rune to have on Storm Spirit, especially when you're level 6. In the meantime, Solo and Nature's Prophet just team farming the jungle for some reason, possibly looking to get some levels onto the Disruptor, who is now level 4. Suneko possibly looking to get aggressive here onto the Bloodseeker. Couple good coconut bounces will almost definitely get a kill on Ramses. Should probably wait until a couple of the creeps have been killed in lane first. Good use of creep aggro for Ramses. In order to secure last hit while farming from relative safety, 1 coconut will hit. Maledict coming in. Looks like, ooh, good, very good bounces coming in, and that will be able to net them a kill here in the top lane. In the meantime, aggression coming in from Dendi on the bot lane. Nature's Prophet trying to run away, will not be able to. To the global presence of the almighty Dendi God. 2k net worth lead for Navi. 10-1 in the kill department. Doing very good for themselves. Dendi making his mother proud. Roger, a disappointment to his mother and I. Just kidding. Roger has had a fantastic early game, as the Earth Spirit is 3-1-3. Definitely doing fantastic work as a position 4. Dendi, top of the last hit leaderboard. Nature's Prophet teleporting in, immediately pinged out. Looks like he is, no, he's not going to be able to get aggressive, and will just say hi to the Storm Spirit with his ultimate. Roll in coming in from Roger. Follow up Coconut coming in from Witch Doctor. Maledict has been laid onto the Clockwork. Level 5 does have battery assault available. Somehow is not using it. Right click down. Will he tick down to the Maledict? No. One more tick. And he should be able to limp away with 15 HP towards the end of it. Dendi, in the meantime, does get a kill in the bot lane on to the Nature's Prophet. So lots of action happening on multiple lanes all at once. Navi doing a good job rotating. We'll have a 3-man shrine available. Give Dendi some mana. Interesting that he's just right-clicking the small creeps. Would generally be considered more efficient to right-click the bigger creeps, which he ends up doing. Uses the nuke damage to get the small creeps. There is a smoke possible. And 3 folks do smoke up. Here, Witch Doctor and Earth Spirit looking to try and make a rotation into the VP jungle. Possibly will be able to spot out Ramses. Coconut will not have any creeps to bounce off of. But it does look like with this big camp they will be able to find something. Roland comes from Roger. Does actually miss. Coconut will bounce twice. Ultimate coming in from Suneko will be able to secure that kill. And that is probably, I believe, the 4th death of the game for Bloodseeker. Yeah, 1 and 4 on the Bloodseeker, so definitely not the start to the game that he was envisioning. Does have Hand Midas and Power Treads at the 12-minute mark, but could have quite a bit more if he was not feeding. Solo, no one, hanging out, using the buddy system here in the mid lane. VP Lil hanging out as well. Do have plenty of vision around the mid area. Ward here and here. Looks like Weaver may end up sticking his neck out in the mid lane. Dendi also TPing in. Suneko will be on the front line, possibly looking to get a cask off onto DK. Roll in and jump in coming from Storm Spirit. Excellent ultimate coming out from VP. Will be able to lock down Storm Spirit, and he does end up dying. Will there be any more than a 1-for-1 trade? Yes, sir. Nature's Prophet also does die for Virtus Pro. So it is a 2-for-1 situation. Dendi going down in relatively even gold trade-off, as Nature's Prophet did have quite a bit of farm coming in to that team fight. Has Phase Boots, Magic Wand, and a Bracer, I suppose. Trying to tank up as much as possible in order to be able to participate in those early team fights. Bracer was not enough to save his life, though. Lil hanging out in top lane, trying to get some farm. Has his Urn of Shadows. Probably will look to get something like a Blade Mail next, if I had to guess. Maybe Phase Boots. As, yeah, he has not upgraded his Phase Boots yet. Nature started building his drums, but will end up rushing Orchid. Drums really good if you're wanting to take those early team fights, but if you're wanting to go more of a pick-off lineup, the Orchid is probably the better play. Crystallize, possibly looking to get aggressive here in the bot lane. Does notice that, oh, stun coming in from Pasha. Ultimate used by Disruptor will not be able to hit on anyone. No one coming in, teleporting in. DK possibly will be able to get a kill here. Witch Doctor does fall to Lil in the back lines. Roger, ulted up by the Bloodseeker, will end up dying. And it is a 2-for-0 exchange as multiple Virtus Pro players do go. Ooh, double stun coming in. Pasha able to make the rotation with the TP. And Venge does end up dying. So it's actually a 3-for-0 exchange coming in for the VP side. Clockwork will not be pursued by Dendi. currently farming it up here in the mid lane. Has Kaya available. OP item coming in for the Storm Spirit. Working on his Bloodstone, it appears. Oblivion Staff picked up by Nature's Prophet as he does commit to getting that Orchid before finishing off drums. In the meantime, Ramses started out with Handamitis, now has 2,000 gold towards his Radiance. Pretty standard build up for a Bloodseeker. Orchid, or excuse me. Oh, wow. Who is going to be able to get the Roshan kill? It does look like Dendi will be. Dendi was able to pick up the Aegis there. Very well played by them, but Ultimate coming in from solo was able to secure at least the Aegis drop. And Pasha will be picked off by Dendi, who is going in deep looking for solo. Will be glimpsed back, but Dendi was able to get the stun off, followed up by Crystallize on the Vengeful Spirit. Will secure a 3-for-2 trade in favor of Navi. 400 additional gold going into the Navi bank account. General working on Lincoln Sphere. Doesn't want to get ulted up by the Bloodseeker, but Bloodseeker does have a Lincoln's Breaker in the Blood Rage already available. There isn't a game 3. Yes, that is correct. Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, there isn't going to be a game 3. The Dream League, you just have best of 2 series in sort of a big round robin pool, and the top 4 teams will be advancing to the playoffs. So far, Team Secret and Liquid have already secured their spots in the playoffs. VP, Navi, and OG all battling it out for the next 2 spots in the playoffs. These next 2 series will be critical in determining who goes to the Dream League finals. Circles being drawn mid by the Witch Doctor. Vengeful Spirit working on Shadowblade. Looks like she will have it completed and that will be brought out to her. 600 gold is Bloodseeker away from teamfight. Is breaking out as Dendi looks to get aggressive here. Ultimate has been used onto Dendi, but will be able to TP out in relative safety. Looks like Roger will be able to cancel out the Nature's Prophet TP with a good Boulder roll into Boulder Smash. Followed up by the stun coming in from Crystallize. Will be able to net a 3-for-1 exchange for the Navi side. 900 gold going towards Navi. With that gold, Weaver about 800 away from finishing off his Lincoln Sphere. Again, pretty good item against multiple heroes on the Virtus Pro side. Weaver actually did run into the side shop in order to purchase that Ring of Health. Guess he's not used to having to go to the secret shop just yet, as it is relatively early in the new patch. But it's nice to see that even the pros are getting a little bit confused, trying to deal with all the massive amounts of changes coming in from Ice Frog. Hallowed be thy name. Bloodseeker has enough to purchase up his Sacred Relic. We'll start hitting like a truck here in a little bit. And despite feeding 4 kills, he's actually pretty close to the top of the net worth, with that Handamitis actually doing a significant amount of work coming in for the Bloodseeker. That being said, Dendi can probably jump on him at any given point and secure a kill. Navi looking to get aggressive on this tier 2 tower. Will probably be able to clean it up after the glyph is used. Crystallize. 1v1ing the tower. Probably not the best idea. VP, on the other hand, will try and get a trade-off here in the mid lane. Tier 1 for tier 2 bottom. DK ends up getting the last hit with a couple illusions in the mid lane. But the action here is here in the bottom. Surprised that Navi don't at least attempt to go high ground just to force Virtus Pro rotations. Like, you don't actually have to commit to hitting the tier 3 towers, but just your presence there would force at least 1 or 2 TPs back from the Virtus Pro side. Crystallized looking to try and make an initiation with the Shadow Blade. Will be able to do that successfully here. Nature's Prophet caught out in the trees. Will eventually go down in a 1v1 situation to Crystallize. Rotation was coming in for General, but it was not necessary. In the meantime, no one trying to push out the bottom lane. It looks like the top lane tower for Navi did fall to some treants summoned by Nature's Prophet. Venge going for Silver Edge near the top of the net worth charts at 9,600 gold. And the Vengeful Spirit definitely having a good early game, which is why Navi did draft him. Certainly not drafting a Vengeful Spirit for her late game potential. And what you're seeing now is pretty much the ideal Vengeful Spirit early game. And does she really feel that strong? Yeah, she does hit for 210, but she only has 1400 HP. And just generally speaking, I think if Clockwork or Bloodseeker catches out the Venge, she'll probably end up dying. Bloodseeker already has that Radiance on him. 700 gold in the bank towards his next item of choice. Most likely will be a Manta style, as that does seem to be the agreed upon pro build for Bloodseeker, is either rushing straight into your Radiance or going Hand of Midas into Radiance into Manta style. Occasionally, they go BKB after Radiance, depending on the situation. And now that I think about it, BKB is probably a better choice for Bloodseeker. Doesn't really have the defensive item as of yet. A lot of magical damage and lockdown coming in for the Navi side. I do think Ramsey 666 should not go the greedier route of Manta, instead focusing in on a BKB would probably be a better choice, in this 3K caster's humble opinion. Those of you at home who do know me already know that I'm the most humble person in my group of friends. The most humble. Action coming out here in the mid lane. VP possibly looking to get aggressive here. 5-man smoke coming out from the Navi side, looking to catch someone out on VP. Smoke immediately breaks. DK, BKB, blink, stuns. Able to kill the Witch Doctor in order to start this fight. Storm Spirit possibly looking to get aggressive here. DK, BKB has gone down. It looks like ultimate is used on Disruptor in order to secure the Weaver kill. 2 for 0 exchange coming in for Virtus Pro. They're hunting, looking for more. Dendi literally able to zip across the map. He's in the bot lane now. He should be fine. DK looking for more here. We'll try to catch out Roger. Glimpse is available. Looks like Crystallize will secure at least 1 kill. But for, oh, Ramsey's getting right-clicked down by the... ooh, okay. So Roger's looking to secure that kill. Is able to bring down the Bloodseeker. DK maybe overextending here. I believe a 3 for 4 exchange so far. Showing a fight recap. Buyback coming in from Earth Spirit. Relatively even gold exchange coming in for both Virtus Pro and Navi side. But I do think Virtus Pro definitely won that team fight with the kill onto the Weaver, holding him back, preventing him from scaling into the late game, going a very defensive build. Lincoln Sphere first, going into BKB. Doesn't really want to get caught out again by a Disruptor ultimate that Weaver doesn't really have an answer to at this point in the game. Roshan will respond here in about 15 seconds. Roger will just sit around waiting for that to happen. Roger, still chilling in the Roche pit. Doesn't have anything better to do. Roshan spawns. Roger pings it out. Crystallize. May be looking to sneak a Roshan here. Has 500 gold towards her BKB. She did actually put an insane amount of right clicks out onto Ramses that previous fight. Which I suppose is the power of the Vengeful Spirit prior to, say, the 30-minute mark of the game. She hits very hard compared to most cores during that time frame. 34 bonus damage coming in from the Vengeful Spirit aura. Pretty darn good. VP huddled out around Roche. Flare catches out movements coming in from the Navi side. Dendi does have 15 charges on his Bloodstone already. Kaya, BKB in hand. Neither team really looking to commit towards taking the Roshan themselves. Just want to gather around, make sure the opposing side does not sneak it. Bloodseeker does pause the game here. Possibly more connection issues coming in from Mother Russia. The donkeys carrying around the information have to take a drink of water. Rat stuck in a series of tubes. That is the internet in Russia. Russian internet, I'm imagining like a... You guys have gone to like banks before where they have those little plastic tubes where you stick in an envelope and the tube sucks up the envelope inside the bank. That's what I'm imagining Russian internet as right now. Prove me otherwise, or prove me wrong, VP. Unpause, play the game, write down your actions in pen. Seal those actions in an envelope. Put it in the tube. Give the tube to the donkey. The donkey will walk that tube towards Valve headquarters. And then your character will move. Just rinse and repeat. Just keep doing that over and over and over. And eventually, we can play a game of Dota. I think I have the camera pointed up a little bit too high. I'll have to work on fixing that. Can't really see my hand motions going on here. That's alright. Bloodseeker. About 1,400 gold away from his BKB. Will be super important if he wants to stay in the middle of those team fights. Nature's Prophet working on his Shadow Blade. Will be... Oh! Hook coming in from the Clockwork. Oh, almost able to steal the Aegis again from Dendi. Both hooks coming in from the clock. Very well timed. But for both Roshans, Dendi was able to outright click the Clockwork in order to secure that kill. Dendi has fast fingers. Dendi God ain't retired yet. Ain't too old yet. Pushing down mid lane is Navi. Looks like they're having a good time here. Dendi jumping into the back lines, able to catch out the Disruptor and will be able to secure at least one kill here. And this is exactly how Navi has to take towers, is getting pickoffs on the back lines before right-clicking it down. In the meantime, DK split pushing down in the bot lane. Nature's Prophet Treants pushing out the top. But Navi smelling blood here in mid lane will be able to secure at least one laner axe. Dendi trying to focus that down before going into the team fight. Lil will end up going down. Silence onto 2 coming in from the Bloodseeker. In the meantime, DK and Nature's Prophet taking out a laner axe of their own. So VP absolutely getting a good trade-off here in the bot lane. DK immediately teleporting here into the bot lane, wanting more. Nature's Prophet just doing his thing in the Navi base, but Navi have committed to this team fight and push coming in. BKB has been used by Dendi. Looks like he will be trying to right-click down the backlines of VP. Will chase down Pasha on the Nature's Prophet. Does use Dust before going down. No one on the DK. Not tanky enough to stop the onslaught coming in from the Navi side. Navi, complete team wipe. Triple kill coming in from Weaver. Doesn't even have BKB yet. Doesn't even matter. Nature's Prophet doing his best to try and split push here in the top lane. Will most likely take a tier 2 tower, but Navi don't really care about that. They are looking for megas here. Once the vent train starts coming, it don't stop. Dendi trying to get a kill onto DK. BKB was on cooldown for another 30 seconds. GG well played, called out by Virtus Pro, and Navi do take the first game in this 2-game series. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please like, comment, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I will be back to cast game number 2 here in a few minutes. Thank you for watching.